Hey, what's going on, SMT Nation? It's your boy, the SMT. Hey, we got this video for you today. This was a request by a viewer. He wanted to see the T-Mobile home internet around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening. So I've already done a couple of tests. I've done like a 9 p.m. test. I've done a 6 p.m. test. He requested, hey James, what's up, buddy? Hey, he requested something a little bit earlier, like right after, maybe people getting home from work and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a speed test. I'll run a couple on Ookla speed test, and then we'll run a couple of fast.coms, and then we're going to go ahead and run a 1080p 60 frame per second video test to see if we get any throttle, disruptive playback, or anything like that. So this is T-Mobile home internet, 4:46 in the PM. After work, people starting to get home from school, whatever, whatever the situation may be. We are connected to the T-Mobile home internet. There you will see that is identified here at the bottom of the screen. Just to give you the double check, you will see that the Wi-Fi is on. Go ahead and select it, and you will see there it says T-Mobile. All right, that is my T-Mobile home internet network name. All right, so let's go ahead and run this, and let's see what we get from the T-Mobile home internet. We've got the Nokia 5G gateway connected. Typically what I see any time of the day basically is what I'm seeing are these types of speeds. The ping time usually about the same. So here it's 47 milliseconds with a jitter of 6.7 milliseconds. We've got a downlink speed of 122 megabits per second. I typically get between like 100 and 130 megabits. So that's very common. That's typically what I see. The uplink is coming in at about 12.5 to 13 megabits per second, and that's also typically what I see. Let's go ahead and run one more test here, and then we're going to head over to the fast.com and run a video resolution test. I like the fast.com test because it allows you to see what type of throughput you get for video usage. So if you're watching, your Hulu Lives of the world, your YouTube Live, and things like that, and streaming video, movies, TV. All right, so here's the second test on Ookla speed test. We have 121 megabits per second on the downlink, and that holds up pretty much identical to the last test. And then for the uplink, we see pretty much the same. It looks like about 12 to 13 megabits per second. 47 millisecond ping, and we've got a 19 millisecond jitter. Pretty good stuff. There's probably not much you can't do with that. I know it's not the fastest downlink, and it's not the greatest uplink, but it's doing the job for my household. We've got 2 4K TVs connected. We've got a desktop. We have an iPad, 2 iPads, a few phones. I mean, it's all on there, right? So it's doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and get to the fast.com test, and let's see what type of a performance metric we get there. I haven't seen any throttling. I haven't seen any deprio. I think my usage, I'm somewhere around like 300, 400 gigs used so far. I've had the service for about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, or approaching 3 weeks. So I haven't really seen any type of throttling happening or any type of deprio at all at any time. So here's the fast.com. We got 79 megabits per second on the downlink. Latency, it says 0 milliseconds. I think that's an error. I think it's probably more like the 105. Uplink at 12 megabits per second. So that's pretty consistent to what we saw with the Ookla speed test. Maybe the downlink a little bit slower, but that uplink is now coming in at about 11. That's pretty good, and that's usually what I see. I'll run one more fast.com speed test just for kicks. We'll see what we get. Okay, I think I just double tapped it and messed it up. Let's start that one over. All right, here we go. All right, so this is our second fast.com speed test, and it's a lot faster than even the first one. All right, so it looks like we've got a latency that's increasing over time. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, it's doing something crazy. I have no idea what it just did, but the downlink is at 98 megabits per second, and it looks like the uplink seems a little bit higher than usual. I don't know, that doesn't seem right. Okay, that seems more realistic to what I see. Looks like about 12 or 11 megabits per second on the uplink. So it doesn't really seem to matter over here. On my particular application on my site, my home site, I'm seeing pretty much the same thing. That's what I see all the time, all day. Morning, evening, nighttime, afternoon, doesn't make a difference. Let's go ahead and let's watch a video. Alright, so this is absolutely no copyright intended. Just want to, run a 1080p, 60 frame per second video. So I'm not gonna. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure it's on 1080p. It defaulted to 480p, so I'm gonna go ahead and select that. Alright, so this one here is 8K HDR. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it's on 1080p. Let's go ahead and get the volume off since we don't need it. Alright, so it's at 480 by default. Let's go ahead and, I don't think my display does more than 1080p. And just to double check, we are at 1080p, 60 frames per second, HDR. And it's playing just fine, and it looks really, really good. No disruptions, no lag. You'll see it's kind of working ahead a little bit. You can kind of see how it's working through that, and it's downloading. No trouble there whatsoever. See, it's just loading right ahead. And that's something that I can say about the T-Mobile home internet. I haven't had any task that the connection couldn't handle. Any of the load that's been presented by our use here in the house, the 2 TVs, the 2 iPads, the phones, the desktop, the laptops, they all work. And they all work simultaneously on the same connection. I have not really seen, good looking out, Mike, appreciate you, dog. I haven't really seen any type of restrictions whatsoever. The video is crystal clear, no buffering, no disruptions on the TV or whatever else. It's been absolutely tremendous. So as of right now, I've tested at, later in the evening. I've tested in the, around dinner time, and here I'm testing after work, after school, as people are kind of coming home. I don't know. This was something that a viewer wanted to see, so I wanted to present it here. Let me know what you guys think of this performance. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. It's very usable. I know a lot of people could make good do with this connection. It's plenty for a lot of people. I've been very happy. Let me know what you have to say. Let me know what you think of this performance down in the comment section below. The voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. That just about does it for this edition of the SMT YouTube channel. Thank you so much for taking this opportunity to watch. We appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to give this video a like and share it to all of your favorite social media platforms. Also, consider becoming a subscriber if you'd like more from the SMT, and activate that bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and you'll be the first to know when something does hit the YouTubes. Also, we've got items in the description box. We've got a Discord server. The @SneedTech Twitter handle is there, and there's ways to donate and support SMT creation. That pretty much does it for today. Thank you so much for being here again. Hope you have a great day, and we'll hopefully see you soon on the next video. Peace.